Good morning. Welcome back, everyone. How we doing? How you doing? Welcome to Jersey. How you doing? Morning, morning, morning. One second, guys. I'm getting my plans ready for tonight, man. Big night. Big night for the Rangers. Morning, guys. Welcome back. How's everyone doing today? I'm just, I'm on Airbnb over here in Belmar, Miami, walking and driving tours. Sure am. I'm leaving on Monday. Welcome back. I mean, you can call it vacation, but we're still working. It's just a work from somewhere else type of vibe. I'm not really on vacation, I'd say. Still working, still trading, still doing things. So just a little change of scenery, that's all. How'd everyone do yesterday? We do all right? Yesterday felt like a really good day. NVIDIA was really nice. Really nice stuff on NVIDIA. Where's Chef? Is Chef here today? Chef, shoot me a DM on Instagram where your restaurant is and all that. Maybe I'll try to get out there. See how far you are from me. Yeah, yesterday was a nice day. We had NVIDIA longs. You guys saw that video. If you guys haven't watched my YouTube video, I know I haven't made a video in a little bit, so apologies on that, but gonna get back into the game. Just took a little bit of vacation, a little bit of May was a tough month, right? May, you guys saw, was probably one of my first, well, actually after yesterday, it did flip green, which is, something I was gonna keep on the down low for another video coming soon. But it was a tough month, very tough month. It was probably my first, mostly red month for a very long time. Probably, I'd say it was probably about, last November was a tough month. Probably about 6-7 months. So, or 5-6 months. So, tough month. Felt like I needed a little bit of a break, right? Needed a little bit of a reset, which I like to do when I have tough trading performance. I don't like to just keep digging deeper and deeper. I like to change something and sort of reset. And so that's sort of been what I've been doing, and it's helped. It's helped a lot. I have definitely traded better over the last 2 weeks, and I'm happy to say that the month has turned green. So nothing compared to some of the big months that we've had here. March being $180,000 month for me. We're far from that in May, but at least we're maintaining, right? We're maintaining the money. We're maintaining the performance. That's very key in trading. So that's why, I've been a little bit absent from the YouTube. I mean, it's 8 days was the last time I uploaded a video. So not that bad. Just a little week off. That's all it took. Yesterday, NVIDIA and Cava, man, awesome trades. We were all over both of these. If you guys came to the pre-market live stream yesterday, we were all over these. Cava, all over it. NVIDIA, all over it. So congratulations if you guys took a piece of those. I know the group crushed it on those, so congrats to you guys that are in the trading community. Those were sick. Straight from the community. We posted that Cava trade. I'll go ahead and show you guys where we posted that one. So right here, this was our Cava trade yesterday. Entered at 11:38. Entered the Cava 80 calls for next week. Had a stop loss under 80, which never even got close to being tested. I was in the June 7th 80 calls at 450. I think those went up about 100% yesterday, and that was an awesome one. So congrats on Cava. If you guys took a piece of that, I'm still very interested in that stock, I will say. So definitely something I'm going to continue to watch. This is another one I'm interested in, Dell. Man, what a move on Dell as of late. So some nice stuff out there. Today, big economic calendar, GDP, unemployment claims. So, your guess is as good as mine here. So we're going to have to definitely wait a little bit for that unemployment claims to come out today around 8:30, so in about 25 minutes. Until then, let's go over the economic calendar. Let's go over the earnings calendar. Let's go over the futures. And most important, let's press the like button. How about that? How about we press the like button? We got any subs here today? No new subs today? All right, I see how it is. If you guys have not subscribed to the channel, I would appreciate that. If you could press that subscribe button. If you're new here, that would be awesome. All right, top of the morning. Let's get it started. Here we go. NASDAQ. So we did a little Zoom. Session last night with the group, and we talked about how important, and it really is very important here. And I'm going to try my best to get you the cleanest look of this level. I'm actually going to go ahead and delete everything else. I'm just going to show you this, okay? It's just this. This is, okay, let's all make sure we understand where we are. This is, oh, here we go again. 1 second. My Demo Pro just decides to turn off every night. So let me put that back on real quick. Demo Pro. Bam. All right. We are right at the previous all-time highs, guys. We're right there, all right? This is huge. So, on the data today, does the NASDAQ hold the previous all-time highs? That's going to be the question of the day, okay? That is the question you ask yourself today. Does the NASDAQ hold the previous all-time highs on data today? This would be bullish, okay, if we hold it. This pullback is normal. It's the same pullback to the same level. It's nothing crazy yet, okay? It's to the same demand, the previous all-time high. It's very, very clear here. Previous rejections at all-time highs, turning into support still in the short term. Does this hold? Okay, that's the biggest question of the day. Does it hold? If it does, and the market does like what the data shows, the GDP, the unemployment claims, I would assume you have a pretty nice bounce day today, okay? You're bouncing off the previous all-time high, off a major demand low, and if the market does like what it hears, right, then I think you're going to see a nice little day. Now, the other thing, the very clear reason for downside is if we break and fail below this. And if we do, there is not going to be a shortage of downside, in my opinion. Where I think that can come down to, and I will show you that right now. Where I think you can come down to, I'll go to the 15-minute chart. I'll get a little bit of time here. 1 second. So, right here, right? If you do break this zone, this 635 to 720 zone, if you break here, right, and you do not hold between this area, right, I think you come down to at least 550, and below that, you could possibly come down to this 400. Okay, and I'm going to move this over so you can see everything here. 400 is giving back this straight upside move. We've talked about the possibility of us having to give this back. The ES has given this back, just to let you know, and we'll go to that in a second. We have given this move back on the ES, okay? So the NASDAQ has not yet done that. It continues to hold the previous all-time high here, which is interesting for now. If we break below 635, if we break below this low, and these lows here, then I think you come to a minimum of 550, and if it really gets aggressive, 400. Okay, those are your next two major levels. And if you look to the left, right, let's look to the left for a second. There is not much support here. Okay, there's not much support here. The only support that really steps up is right here, right on the bottom left of your screen. You have this little shelf around 400. So it's possible, if it really gets weak here today, that this could be a target, right, to give back all of this upside. But for now, what's more important for now, right, and something we can't predict, right, we're not predicting here, we're just getting our levels ready. We cannot short this market if we maintain above this zone, okay? This is holding above previous all-time highs. That is bullish, and it remains bullish. And the bounce today remains bullish. So you need to understand that, okay? We need to stay looking for pullback longs if the market is still above all-time highs, previous all-time highs. That's nothing but a consolidation above the previous level that the market could not get above. So that's still technically a strong hold in the short term. If we zoom in a little bit, we can get an idea of some short-term levels that we have to be careful of on rejections here today, right? If we do get upside, number one is 18,825, okay? That's right here. 18,825 is your first possible rejection level. That's that hold level yesterday. That's this level, this low from Tuesday. That's these lows from Friday of last week. And you saw yesterday, after we broke this 18,825 right here, look at the downside that came in, right? After we broke that, look at that downside that came in. So if we trade to the upside today, that's your first supply level to be careful of. The second level to be careful of is very clear. It's yesterday's highs. Okay, that's very easy. That should not be hard to see. 18,800, 18,880, that is your next level to be careful of if we get further upside today. Okay, if you get above those, I would say the market's probably looking pretty strong. But the next one is 18,930. Okay, so be careful of 18,825, that's Tuesday lows. Be careful of yesterday's highs at 18,880, and then above that you have this very clear 18,930. Okay, three supply levels to be careful of to the upside, with the general understanding that we are holding above previous all-time highs. Very important. QQQ, same read. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. It's not quite back to the all-time high yet. And I know I have so many lines on here, but let me go ahead and make these less here. Previous all-time highs in the QQQ was around this 449, 450 zone. So we're not quite there yet on the Qs. The Qs are slightly higher. We can see right here. This was our previous all-time high around that 449.30. You can see right there. And we are still above that. Okay, so we need to know that. We are still above it. We're still holding above it. 449, 450 area. Okay, so that's number one. If you short the Qs, right, make sure you remember this, okay? If the NASDAQ starts breaking down today, right, remember that the QQQ still has some elevation before that previous all-time high. So when the QQQ gets back to this area, if it does, right, you need to be careful of that demand coming in, okay? So make sure you have this very clearly marked out. The previous all-time high is right here. I'm going to go ahead and get your exact level. It is at exact 449.34, and you're going to see I have that on my screen. So if I'm going to go into the short-term time frames, I'm going to zoom into this short-term action and look at the level that I have right here. Right? Look at the level I have right here. 449.34. That is the previous all-time high. I'm going to put path on it right now, actually. Path, previous all-time high. So we need to make sure we know that. If we trade back down to that level on the QQQ, we need to make sure, hey, we're back in the all-time high in the Qs, and I need to be careful that if I am short. So let's make sure we watch that. Above that level, you have that very clear demand zone on the QQQ. I would say all within this 453 to 451 area. You can see we've had multiple attempts and holds in this area, right here, and we are right back at it again today. So 453 and 451, I think this entire zone has showed itself as a potential hold area. Okay, we have seen it, and you're definitely going to want to be paying attention to that today. So 453, 451, let's keep an eye in there. If we do slip a little further, let's make sure we're watching that previous all-time high at 449.34. Now, if we zoom into a little bit short term here, right, let's look at some QQQ rejection spots that we have to be careful of today. Number one, I think it's this 456.30. It's right here, right here. You can see that. You can see this. You can see this. You can see that. So I'd be careful here at 456.30. Let's be careful there, okay? And then above that, let's be careful of 458. That is very clearly yesterday's rejection point, which was very clearly Tuesday's lows, okay? That was very clear yesterday. Tuesday's lows into yesterday's highs. That is why you saw downside. There should be no surprise, right? Tuesday lows, yesterday highs. Very nice flip right there of structure, okay? So if you do get upside today, 456.30, 458, two levels to be careful of sort of that rejection that could come in, okay? Again, I don't like the shorts today. If you are close to this 453, 451, obviously depending on the data event here, right? Seeing what the data does, but there really just isn't a reason to want to be that short as the NASDAQ and QQQ sit in this major zone. There was reasons to short yesterday. There were reasons to short up here at the highs. I don't think your reasoning should be now to short again into this zone, okay? I think the short sort of risk reward, barring any kind of crazy downside on data today, is a little bit gone, right? That risk reward's a little bit gone. I'd be careful shorting in this zone down here. Here's the other reason, and it's on the SPY actually, which we'll get to in a second. The ES is a little different, but I'll show you something on the SPY that also concerns me on the short side here. So let me go into the hourly chart, okay? And I want to talk about that Wednesday move that I talked about that the ES has given back, okay? So what we talked about on the NASDAQ was that giving back of Wednesday's upside. Well, that was right here, okay? That was right here on the ES, and we have given that back. That was right here at the 52.65. We have given back that upside move. We have also moved back down into this double bottom or double top high, 52.65. This is very important today. Look at this right here, 52.65, and the daily 20 SMA is very concerning as of right now. You can very clearly see that we are possibly getting stuck under this level. If the ES gets stuck under the 20 and stuck under this 52.65, I think that is definitely a reason for weakness, right? So that is something to be careful of today, right? That is something to be careful of today. If we see weakness on the data, if we see an inability to get above this 20 SMA, and this zone right here becomes the new high, right? That is definitely a reason for the markets to slip. And possibly, I would say, where that would slip into, right? Where I think that would slip into is right here, 52.30, right? You give back this zone right here. So if you do reject that 20 SMA today, I think you can come back down right there to that 52.30, all right? So 52.30 is that strong demand below if we do see downside. 52.65 and the 20 SMA is instrumental today. I mean, that is huge right there, right? That is huge. So we have to watch this. If we are able to reclaim today and you do see a hold above this 20, then watch out, right? If you're short, you better watch out if you're short. If that ES decides to hold this 20 SMA today and the data does show some strength, right, that is going to be a level you are not going to want to be short at. That 20 SMA could be, right, sort of that reclaim, and possibly, let's go to the daily chart, right, because we've seen this in the past. Let's not act like we haven't seen this in the past. Here's your daily chart on the ES. And look at what happens almost every damn time, besides when the market, starts to lose it. What happens almost every time over the last year that the ES has gotten close and reclaimed the 20 SMA. Almost every time, obviously, besides this zone right here. Once we reclaimed it, upside is this, just another 20 SMA pullback and a 20 SMA long. It's very possible, guys. Let's not count that out. You cannot count things out on the market, okay? You have to be open to both ideas. If we fail it, very much interested in this type of move where we start to reject it over a long period of time and maybe start to get a slip. But if we hold this thing today and yet 20 SMA proves to be the low, you have seen what happens in this market off this daily 20, right? You have seen it. So make sure you pay attention to that. Don't just ignore that daily 20 today, okay? Make sure you understand what's happening here on the ES, all right? Very clear levels above. If we do get some upside, it's pretty much every 10 points. Honestly, almost every 10 points on the ES has a reason to be careful on the upside. I'll show you right now. So you can see right here, 52.75, got to be careful there. You can see right here, 52.85, got to be careful there. 5,300, got to be careful there, right? You can very clearly see the possible rejection spots here. 5,300, 52.85, 52.75, 52.65. So definitely some previous levels to be paying attention to if we do get upside today. All right, here's the last thing I'm going to show you. Well, not the last thing I'm going to show you, but here's what I want to make sure you understand today. And that is this right here, okay? The SPY is holding, as of right now, the daily 20, okay? And I have never, and I will tell you this with full confidence. I'm just going to, fully confidence, guys. I know this for a fact. You may not think I do, but I'm going to tell you this, and I know this for a fact from my own experience. I have never been profitable trading short into a daily 20 SMA. I've done it in the past, and I've gotten smacked in the ass. That's a good, that rhymes actually. I've done it in the past, and I've got smacked in the ass. Be careful shorting today if that SPY is above the daily 20. That is a very clear and easy level to guide your decisions off today. If you just say if-then statement. If, right, SPY is greater than the 20, then no short, right? If, right, SPY is under the 20, then we could look for the short, okay? So that is an easy way to play today, right? That's an easy way to guide your trades, in my opinion. Just say to yourself, let's watch the SPY. If that thing's above that daily 20, I am not looking for aggressive shorts because that could be a very important hold level of the day. We've seen it in the past, and it can do it again. Okay, here's the daily chart. Okay, daily chart on the SPY. Let's pay attention for a second. What has it done every single time off the daily 20 SMA besides when it failed, right? And when it fails, you can get that downside, right? So if it fails, I'm not saying it, right? Remember what we're saying here. We're not saying that it's going to hold for sure. If it fails, we definitely know, and we have some interest in that downside move, right? Because then we know, okay, 20 SMA is failing. That could cause pressure to the downside. Then we start looking for those shorts. But until it does that, we got to be careful of how this market reacts off this daily 20. It has very much held this for a very long time. Okay, so let's see, right? Let's see. That's going to be big today. This is a big inflection point for the markets right here. Big inflection point for the markets. So let's see what it does. Could be interesting. Could provide a lot of opportunity as well. So that's, what level is that? I'm going to call it 523. It's really down at 522, right? So wherever it is when the market opens, then watch it, right? Right now it's trading at 522. 523 looks to be an important demand that is holding. We have previous demand at this level. Let me show you why. Here's the hourly chart, right? Take a look over here. Look at 523 and look at look at even 522 here, right? So this whole zone between 523, 522 has previous double top highs and a very strong demand hold right there, right? So 523, 522, dangerous zone to short into, right? Dangerous zone to short into. If you get under it, then I like the downside. I like the downside under there into 520, okay? If we get that 20 SMA break today, if we start seeing that weakness come in, then we're looking for that 20 SMA rejection. We're looking for downside into 520 right here. All right? Right there. If we get upside, what are we watching? Very clear right here. That's that Thursday low. Okay, very clear. 524.75. Let's be careful there. All right, and if we get above that, we're moving into 527. What level did we talk about yesterday? Okay, who can answer it? It's a very clear. Yesterday was as clear as it's ever going to get here on the SPY, guys. I mean, that was one of the clearest rejection levels in the recent trend that I've seen. What level was it? Someone should know it. If you're paying attention, you should know what I'm about to say. And I'm going to wait for it and drink a sip of water, and then I'm going to see how many likes we have. And I might need to start running ads again. Ouch! 643. Ouch. Am I running an ad? Might. There you go, Miguel. Good job, Miguel. First one in. Margin. You guys got it. 527, man. We talked about that all live stream. We were yelling and screaming about it. Right? 527.50, 527. 527.50, 527. All in there, right? Previous lows, previous lows, previous lows, previous lows. We traded below it. Okay? And you can see yesterday, right? You can see yesterday. Look at that. I mean, beautiful. So, really nice stuff there yesterday. Very nice downside slip right off our 527. Good stuff, right? So, obviously, if we push higher today, that is going to be a major area of interest. So, make sure you're paying attention to that. Okay? RTY real quick. RTY did come back down to our demands. Perfect. It was right according to our analysis. Guys, you guys know I don't change these levels, especially not on the RTY. Look at this. All right? Right into our demand low. Right into our 2035. That's the exact level we had yesterday. That's where it traded down into. Very nice. Very clear supply above. Now the Russell's just in a shit show. That's really the honest truth. The Russell has now entered a shit show between this zone right here. So be careful in this zone on the Russell between 2080 or 2090, 2035. If we break below 2035, then you're getting more downside. Then you can look for that short again. If you get under this 2030 zone, you're going to start seeing that downside action. All right? Why is Desi meeting at Chef Joe's restaurant for steaks and beer and not me? Dow Jones has been weak, like Daniel Jones. We're going to have to rename this Daniel Jones here because it's sort of similar to Daniel Jones's performance. I mean, I don't see any support on the DJ until 37.8. I mean, I don't see anything until 37.8 here on DJ, right? Daniel Jones. So I'm assuming it's going to test that low. But yeah, the Dow Jones has been very weak. And ever since it broke our 38,880, right? Ever since it broke that shelf, right? You came straight down. We talked about this. We talked about this, right? We talked about the straight up or straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, right? These are things you want to look for, guys. Look for these types of areas on the market, and when a stock drops back into it, it's almost like a vacuum to the downside channel, right? This was a very clear channel between here and here, right? And we had very strong upside, downside moves within that channel. Once the DJ broke into it, bam, right? Straight back down, and you could probably see straight back up. So, very nice, but that trade's over. I mean, the trade's over. It's gone. You got to be careful down here around that 37.8. All right, we got data. We got data. There's an ad real quick. Ad for the data. Let's go into, you know what I want to look at? I want to look at the SPY. I want to watch the SPY here. And I want to see what it does off this daily 20. That's what we're going to be watching here. Press that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you guys could. And here we go. GDP, unemployment data, coming out now. And where's the movement? There it is. There's a little juicer. Looks a little fakey. 524.75, a little bit of rejection there. Nice ad. What'd you guys get? Sun Gold Power. 2 ads. Mint Mobile. Nice. All right. A little bit of upside. Doesn't feel too strong yet, but upside for now. ES above the 20. Okay, that's important, right? If we do hold above that 20, like we've been talking about. Hamas, thank you, brother. 1.3 versus 1.6 GDP. So GDP is actually lower than forecast. Quarter over quarter, it's lower than forecast. 3.1, 3. Initial jobless claims in line. Was GDP lower? Oh, 1.3 versus 1.2. He had 1.6. 1.3 versus, no, 1.3, quarter over quarter, 1.3 versus 1.6. So, GDP slightly lower than estimation. Retail inventories, 0.3. Inventories up. PCE, pretty much in line. All right. Market, slightly higher. Nothing that makes me, like, get too excited here, but at least, you know, definitely not down. I mean, we're definitely holding this demand still that we talked about. We still have our clear supply levels above, right? We still have our clear supply levels above. 18,825, 18,880, right? So a little bit of movement, nothing crazy here, guys. So let's not even, right? It's almost like don't even pay attention to it, okay? Make sure you still watch these levels. All right, we still got our levels. They're still intact. 456.30, our 458. But there's one thing that stays true for now, guys. There's one thing that stays true for now. I think it is 100%, and I'll say this pretty bluntly. I think it's 100% foolish to trade short into the 20 SMA here. It doesn't make any sense, okay? In terms of technicals, it does not make sense to short the market back into the 20 SMA when it is this far off it already, right? There was plenty of opportunities to short this market off the triple top rejection highs into the 20, okay? This was your short. If you didn't catch this, you have to understand that your risk reward is totally flawed now, okay? This does not make sense now to short, right? Why short right back into that when you could have shorted the all-time highs, right, on a triple top rejection back into the 20, okay? It doesn't quite make sense now in terms of risk reward. It may make sense in your mind because you think the market should go lower, but in terms of risk reward, it really doesn't make sense to short right back into this demand. If you get under it, then things change, okay? That's how I would walk into today. That's at least how I'm walking in. If I see a flip underneath it and I see some really strong weakness, right, then yeah, let's go for it, right? Let's attack it. But until then, it does not make sense to short back into that daily 20 and fight that demand below. I don't think it's a smart move, but let's continue. All right. Let's take a look at some stocks. Tesla. Man, I am considering selling my Tesla shares for a profit. I just don't know if I should. I think I'm going to regret it. You guys know I bought like $50,000 worth of Tesla at 173, and hey, 173 is the new demand, so I am happy about that. I'm sort of thinking about putting it somewhere else, which is a little bit risky. This is where I'm thinking about putting it, to be honest. I'm sort of interested in HIMS as a long-term trade. they're an interesting company, and they're getting into weight loss, which is a very hot trigger word. So, anyways, let's continue. Tesla, the demand has been good, okay? The demand has been good at 173, without a doubt. That demand has continued to hold. There's no doubt about that. The problem with Tesla is the upside continuation just is lacking. You just can't get the real breakout. So, it's a little bit of upside today on Tesla. I like it. I'm happy to see it. 182, 173, right? I like the area, but we need to get above it, okay? We need to get above 182 for me to be interested here on Tesla. We need to either get above that or below 173. If we get above or below, I'm interested. If we're in between this zone, this is no trade zone, okay? This is no trade zone for me. But I'll hold my shares. Let's see what happens. NVIDIA. Awesome trade yesterday. If you guys didn't see my trade on NVIDIA yesterday, I recommend you go watch it. I have the entire thing recorded live. No interruptions, no cuts, just straight from the Discord live trading. You can watch it all in the live stream. You'll watch it all in the video from yesterday. We longed NVIDIA 1020 yesterday, which was an awesome reclaim and awesome long. Today, we're holding above 1030, which is an interesting spot because yesterday we saw 1030 hold as well, and I'm going to show you that right now. Look at this on 1030 yesterday. Right here, 1030, 1030. See that 1030 level? Very interesting level there. So today, we're starting to see 1030 hold again. If NVIDIA is above 1030, then I like that for another long opportunity, okay? If NVIDIA is above 1030, I like that for another long opportunity here. I will watch for longs off 1030. I will watch for longs off 1020 today. Obviously, rejections are clear at 1055. We'll have to get above that and hold above that for upside continuation. But this is a very strong continuation still. A very strong consolidation still, without a doubt. So 1120, 1130. Let's see if we can get 1130 holds. If we can, I like that long. If we get under 1120, then that's where the concern comes in. But 1130 is the level to watch for me today. AMD, Tesla's stepson, Tesla's stepbrother, in terms of the ugly stepchild. Just a terrible stock to trade as of late. It really doesn't go anywhere. It goes, it fails, it fails, it goes. It's just really spastic. I don't like it, and I'll probably be away from it. So, sorry, 11:30. You guys understand. You guys know what it is, all right? You guys got it. 10:30. 10:30 a.m. I wish it was 10:30 a.m. so I could go sit my ass on the beach. 11:30. You guys get it. Put a line at 10:30 and let me know if it hits today. If it does, then you're probably rich if you shorted. All right. 164. AMD, you can see that's the 50 SMA. That's been holding very nicely for now, but AMD just, I don't trust it for continuation. 170 looks very heavy. AMD looks stuck in this zone right here. Between 164 and 170. Just don't really enjoy this trade. I would need something outside of this. Something different than what it's currently been doing. So, not that interested here. I'm going to move on. Qualcomm. Just know the last time I said I wasn't interested in AMD, it went straight up all day. So, just know that. 208, right? That's the key level on Qualcomm today. We got to get back above 208. If we can get back above 208, then I like Qualcomm to continue higher towards 211. So, 208, 211. If we can reclaim 208, I like 211. If we can get over 211, I like more upside. If we reject 208, then we're going to move lower into the 204. Okay? 208 is your level to watch on Qualcomm today. ARM, very interesting. I mean, got to be one of the top watches of the day, guys. I'm not gonna shy away from this today. This is interesting. 120. Look at this hold. Look at this flag. Okay? This is very intriguing today. If ARM can get above 123 and hold here, there is definitely a reason to look for upside. Okay? If ARM can get above 123 today on a trend break and a hold above a key previous rejection level, That is definitely a watch for more upside on ARM. This is a 4-hour break and retest that is currently setting up right in front of our faces here. Look at this, right? 120, 120, and a 4-hour major level at 120. I would be all over ARM 120 today. Make sure you are watching this. I would want it to be over 123 to feel confident. Okay. TSM sort of has been dead lately, but I think a good pullback, sort of a slowdown period, right? Sort of the period where the market sort of forgets about it. But for now, just sort of holding. I don't really see much here. I'd probably want it to be back over 156 before any longs here, right? Back over this high, back over these lows. I'd want it over 156. So if you get it, I'm actually going to set an alert there. Create an alert. Create alert withdrawing? What's that? What is this? Crosses above. Oh, that's interesting. Create alert withdrawing. Crosses above. That's 150. I want 150. I'm not going to mess around with this, guys. But this is interesting. What is this all about? Oh, you can actually draw it here. Huh. Huh. That's interesting. All right. 156. If it crosses above that, I'll be interested. Okay. I like that little feature there. I mean, it's the same thing pretty much as setting an alert, but create alert withdrawing. Crosses above. Or just crosses. Bam. 123. All right. Keep that there. Oh, you can do it with... Oh, that's pretty cool. You can draw flags, wedges, create alerts with that instead of just horizontal line. Oh, that's cool, Evan. I didn't even know that. Nice. Can we do it here? Create alert withdrawing. Yeah, looks like you can, right? Crosses. Nice. That's pretty cool. Learn something new every day. All right, let's continue. Let's go to SMCI real quick, because SMCI, guys, I think I'm going to retire the name. I thought SMCI would have a lot more strength with the semiconductors, but that is clearly not the case. So SMCI, not a great trade out there. 830 is a must-hold level. If we break below 830, then we're going to move lower. So watch 830 on SMCI. If we break under that 830, I'd say this could move lower towards 800. Okay? 830 is a must-hold level for SMCI here. If we get under 830, I think 800 and the 100 SMA down there is something I would be watching. I'll go ahead and set an alert right now. I'm just going to set a normal alert on this one. Create alert at or below 830. So, going to see if it gets below that. If it does, then I could see downside towards that 100 SMA. Cava. This is my new baby. Up a lot on Cava into today. I think about almost 100%. I think probably a little bit less as it faded towards the end of the day. But man, do I love this trade. It's been a really nice trade. It's been a really sort of consistent name in terms of technicals. If we go to the hourly chart, yesterday we talked about this. We said if we can get back above 80, we said this verbatim in the live stream. If we can get back above 80, look for the long, right? We had multiple upgrades yesterday morning. Multiple upgrades. Upgrades across the board. Holds of the daily 20. And a very strong earnings report. So nothing but an opportunity is what we talked about. And I think we absolutely nailed this, guys. I don't think we could have been any more right about Cava. So really nice. Really good. I hope you guys took a piece of this one. We talked about 80. Look at the break and retest of 80 yesterday intraday. Look at how clean this was. 80, 80. Break, retest. This is where we entered long, right at this break and retest of 80. And it was all history from there, man. What a move. What a squeeze. What an awesome trade. Today, I'm still holding. Holding some next week contracts. So really no concerns here. Going to try to ride this one out a little bit. Let's see what happens at 90. If we get a pullback, I'll be looking for maybe some ads at 84, right? I would be looking for ads at 84. I'd be looking for ads again at 80. Probably not. I'd probably take profits on the on this leg or at least take some profits if we do break 84, and then I'll re-look at it maybe down at 80 again if it does move there. But 84 is definitely a big watch for me today, and 90 is that clear high. For me, which may be right, may be wrong, I think a stock at 87 is bound to hit 100. It's one of those things for me. I'm going to be watching this for that move into the 3 figures. All right. Man, Amazon has been a terrible stock. Google's been a terrible stock. Microsoft's been a terrible stock. Like, I don't even like watching these anymore. They just have been so motionless. I don't know if you guys have been getting the same sort of feeling on these, but there's like some stocks that have been moving, and there's some stocks that have been just terrible. So Microsoft, maybe this 424 level today, right? I could see this sort of bouncing off 424 today. I think that's very textbook type of channel low trade. You could look for this, right? You could definitely look for this at this 424, right? Channel low demand. I think that's a very clear potential risk reward along here. I don't mind that. So keep an eye on that today. Google, I got nothing, man. Google's just been messing around, doing absolutely zero on a daily basis. 178.50 looks to be a little bit of a rejection spot. Basically just been sitting in this zone, right? Between 178, 175. So I'm going to need something to change here. Just been completely sideways. Let's go to coin. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Okay. All right. Coinbase holding the 50 SMA here. And you guys know we've been talking about coin long since that daily chart breakout, right? Right? We were all over this one. That daily chart breakout on coin. Ever since then, this thing's been strong, right? We were talking about this, and it's been strong since. This looks pretty good for maybe some continuation here. Why do I say that? Well, look at that 50 SMA, guys. Look at that hold right there of 233, 232. 50 SMA, nice hold, nice support. If we can hold above 240 today, I like that pushing to 250 and possibly even higher. So let's watch that 240. Is Mara going higher? Yeah, a little bit. What's Buckcoin doing? Buckcoin still below 69,000, but let's see. I like that little coin push over that 240. Let's see if that thing can hold over 240 today. Yeah, really nothing on Shop, man. Shop's been pretty dead since its earnings. There's nothing there. It's totally dead. You can't trade stocks that look like that, man. It's dead. Volume's gone. Got to be staying where it's hot. The hot spots are like, you know, Nvidia, some semiconductors. Coinbase has been sort of hot. Cava, no lie, has been hot too. HIMS. Oh, man. Big watch on HIMS today, guys. Big watch. If we get over 20. Oh, Dell. I'm going to go over Dell, yeah. If we get over 20, this could get really interesting. This could get very interesting over 20, guys. So I would be very much focused on this. If we get a move over 20 today, keep an eye on Dell. Or I'm sorry, on HIMS. Dell, rocket ship, pullback levels today. 177, 170. I sort of like the 180, like right here. What is that? 179.60. Let me go into the short term here. Yeah, I sort of like right at this 180 zone. What's holding for now? 181. There's really no reason for 181 to be holding, but it is. 181. These highs over here, 179.50. I think the best pullback would be right here to 177. But 181 is holding right now. So keep an eye on 181. I'd say keep an eye on 180 and then 177. All right, guys. That's all I got. I hope you have a fantastic day. I hope you do well out there. A&F. A&F is ridiculous. I don't know. It was up 26% yesterday. ANF was up 26% yesterday. I couldn't tell you. Good luck. What is that? What is the Hunger Games? May the odds be forever in your favor. Good luck on ANF. All right, guys. Press that like button if you could. Subscribe to the channel. Best of luck today. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow might be a tough day for me to get here, but I'll get here. I'll be in the city late tonight. Rangers. Go Rangers, baby. Go Rangers. See you guys tomorrow. Peace out.